I would say to me looks like when the people we are targeting with these interventions are able to come out and and take part in the change that we are really looking to see. And maybe just allow me to elaborate a little bit about the Young Men Resilience Program.
Please.
So this Young Men Resilience Program is a program that is targeting young men in the informal settlements. And currently Kenya Red Cross, actually this is with partnership, we got funding from Danish Red Cross to implement this project. And this is after, when you look at informal settlements, you'll find, not even informal settlements, in any other setting, you'll find there are so many other initiatives and projects targeting the girl child. You're looking at, you talked about us combating the triple threat and all that. So when you're talking about ending GBV, ending new HIV infections, combating all that, and sexual and gender-based violence, and we are not addressing the people who we are said to be the perpetrators, because when you look at the statistics, it's showing us that men are actually the main perpetrators of gender-based violence. So bringing them to the table also helps address the issues. We want to understand where they're coming from. We want to understand their thinking. We want to understand what is this that is making them do what they do. And you're looking at, I would say, I don't want to call it toxic masculinity,
right?
But I would say what is defined to be a man, and if you look at it from from like way back up to now, masculinity is associated with being aggressive, is associated with aggression, is associated with violence. You know, we're telling our boys and men, you have to fight. You know, when somebody, so we're trying to redefine this and tell men, as much as masculinity is associated with all these things, it can also be associated with empathy, with respect, yeah, and bringing them to the table is actually part of addressing this solution. So effective strategies being put in place is them coming out as champions, as you can see these two men here, them talking about these issues openly and not, I know there's a lot of peer influence, your peers will look at you as weak, but even them being able to raise this awareness in the spaces where they have power, or in the spaces where they have audience. So that to me, and also looking at policies and laws that are being implemented in a way that will address these issues, then we can say we are headed there. We are headed in the right direction.
All right. Of course, we need to take on the violence that comes with masculinity in our communities. Our men are really exposed to, we see terms like, you have to fight that woman in order for her to respect you. And now, when we're talking about such matters, how do we now address them, Charlene?
All right, so, and still brings me to the point of bringing men to the table. So when you look at some of the instances where we are, let's look at the empowerment of women. We want to empower the women to curb some of these issues. And one of the issues that we're really trying to curb actually is the economic bit of it. We are doing a lot of economic empowerment to women so they're able to stand on their feet and do things on their own, not be dependent on partners who are abusive to them. But now, I'll take an example. I take an initiative like that in Mathare. And we have these young women or young girls who are facing gender-based violence. I'm empowering them, I start a business for them, and I'm not engaging men as part of that discussion. So at the end of the day, you find I'm coming up with solutions, but they're detrimental still to that woman. The woman might be killed, or you see cases of this man took all my money, that Inyemulinipatia, as a project. So we start from the beginning, engaging them from the beginning, at the planning phase, before we go to the implementation phase. We get to hear their views. What do you think would be, like we do this, especially in our projects at Kenya Red Cross. We engage men, and we tell them, this is a project that is coming to this, this community. We are going to empower women. Do you think it will have any positive impact in your family as a whole? We try to make them understand why we are doing what we are doing. When they are on board, or they really buy into what we are trying to do, as much as empowering women is concerned, then we find very few cases of them being resistant. So them being engaged from the beginning of these discussions that we are having, and working with them through all these phases, then makes change very easy, or rather it bears fruits now. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, Peter, Valentine mentioned a very interesting point.